Impart Group on COVID-19 says timely lockdown effectively put a brake on the speed of growth of cases and number of deaths. According to a model, lockdown saved up to 2 lakh lives and averted 70 lakh cases. India's recovery rate has risen to over 41%. Finance Minister Nirmala Sitharaman says the government will keep all options open on policy response for the next 10 months to deal with any eventuality. In an exclusive interview, the FM says self-reliance does not mean we're going to be inward-looking. Railways modifies terms and conditions of 15 pairs of special trains running since the 12th of May. Advanced reservation period increased to 30 days from the existing 7 days. More than 31 lakh passengers have been taken back home by over 2,500 Shramik trains. Active COVID-19 cases in India stand at 69,597 with 3,720 fatalities and 51,783 recoveries. Global cases crossed 52 lakh with over 3.3 lakh deaths and more than 20 lakh recoveries. Outbreak worsens in Brazil as it becomes second most affected country after the USA. And Jammu and Kashmir government to notify over 10,000 posts for accelerated recruitment for domiciles. Notification is for domiciles at all levels including doctors, vets, Panchayat accounts assistants and class 4 vacancies. Namaskar, you're with the latest here on DD News and DD India. I'm Gautam Roy. Well, the central government has said that a large number of people of the country have been saved from being affected by coronavirus due to the lockdown. According to a model, the government said that due to the lockdown in the country, it has been able to save around 2 lakh lives and 7 million people have been saved, in fact, from getting infected by the coronavirus.
बॉस्टन कंसल्टिंग ग्रुप के बारे में आपने सुना होगा. इन लोग ने भी एस्टिमेट किया है, 2 सिनेरियोज लिए हैं कि रिप्रोडक्शन रेट कैसे चेंज हो रहा है. उसके बेस पे इनके जो आंकड़े आ रहे हैं 36 लाख से 70 लाख के केसेस हो सकते थे अगर लॉकडाउन नहीं होता. दूसरा, फिर हम लोगों ने पब्लिक हेल्थ फाउंडेशन ऑफ इंडिया को रिक्वेस्ट किया था. इन लोग ने भी एस्टिमेट्स किए. इन लोग ने डेथ पे फोकस किया है. तो डेथ रेट के हिसाब से, इनके हिसाब से ये जो आ रहा है करीब 78,183 डेथ्स अवॉइड किए हैं. 2 इंडिपेंडेंट इकोनॉमिस्ट हैं, ब्रॉडली ये बता रहे हैं कि करीब 23 लाख केसेस को अवॉइड किया है. मतलब जो अभी हमारे जो आंकड़े हैं उससे उसके जगह पे 23 लाख और बढ़ता. और डेथ्स थे करीब 68,000 और होते कंपेयर टू 3,000 और जो हमारे हैं.
The central government has said that manufacturing of diagnostic kits has started in the country and will be able to make 5 lakh kits daily in the next 6 to 8 weeks. Apart from this, the ICMR has also created a viral culture.
अपने जो डायग्नोस्टिक किट बनने शुरू हो गए हैं, 4, 5, 6, 7 कंपनीज ने बनाने शुरू कर दिए हैं. और हमारी जो इंडिजिनस कैपेसिटी है अगले 6-8 हफ्ते के अंतर्गत 5 लाख डेली किट्स की संभव होने वाली है. इस स्पीड से ये इंडिजिनस है, जो कभी था ही नहीं, वो हो गया. वायरस को कल्चर किया आईसीएमआर ने, उसी वायरस को लेके अब वैक्सीन बनाने की तरफ बढ़ गए हैं. कम से कम 5 कंपनीज हैं और कम से कम 4, 5, 6 हमारे साइंटिस्ट हैं जो कि नेशनल लेबोरेटरीज में आज जूझ रहे हैं और 24/7 मेहनत कर रहे हैं कि हम वैक्सीन की लड़ाई में सबसे आगे रहें, अग्रसर हों और करके दिखाएं. ड्रग ट्रायल्स हुए हैं. सॉलिडारिटी ट्रायल WHO का है, वो चालू हो गया है. फ्लेविपिरावीर एक दवाई है, ओरल है दवाई, उसका ट्रायल हो गया है. एक फाइटोफार्मास्यूटिकल है, इंडिजिनस है, देश में बना, उसका ट्रायल शुरू हो गया. ऐसे और भी ट्रायल चालू होंगे.
And the centre has also said that till the 21st of May, COVID-19 cases have been limited to only a few states, cities as well as districts. It also said that about 80% of the coronavirus cases are coming from only 5 states.
केसेस जो कल थे तो 80% सिर्फ 5 प्रदेशों में थे, सिर्फ 5, और 90% 10 में थे. बाकी 10% बाकी 20 जगह पे भी स्टेट में थे। उससे भी आगे अगर बढ़े तो स्टेट तो बहुत बड़ा होता है, लेकिन उसमें अगर आप देखिए तो हमारे लिमिटेड नंबर ऑफ सिटीज में हमारी जद्दोजहद है। आज 60% सारे केसेस 5 सिटीज में है, 70% 10 सिटीज में है। तो सिटीज तक सीमित रहा, सिटी वाले जिले में सीमित रहा। तो ये सीमित होना भी एक लॉकडाउन में जो एक्शन हुआ है, लॉकडाउन में जो हमने पूरी अपनी मेहनत लगाई सबने और एक माहौल बदला वायरस के ट्रांसमिशन का, ये उसको दर्शाता है।
Now, the Finance Ministry is making all efforts to provide an economic response to the coronavirus pandemic and national lockdown as well. In an exclusive conversation with DD India, the Finance Minister has hailed Prime Minister Narendra Modi and his decision, according to which farmers can sell their produce anywhere and get the price that they want. This will ensure barrier-free interstate trade. The Finance Minister also said that to survive the current situation, firms need to be Atmanirbhar, and therefore the government will keep its options open for the next 10 months.
I see it as lockdown being in place even now. The economy and its restart, we can give all these packages, but it still means workers have to get back to work. Are they all going to be migrant, or are they going to be local workers substituting for the migrant workers? And when the workers come back, how is it that the companies are going to readjust with them? So there are lots of questions of adjustment, of restarting. So we'll have to wait for it. I will keep all my options open so that the next 10 months goes with a reassurance that the government is there ready to help.
Nirmala Sitharaman also said that to be a self-reliant India, we need to toughen up against competition. She added that this does not mean that we should isolate ourselves, rather only decongest sectors to boost growth and employment opportunities.
We have to be self-reliant. Many of what we now import should be possibly made within the country. But that doesn't mean that we are saying we are going to be inward looking. That doesn't mean that we say we don't want anything at all from outside. We'll still have to import those intermediary goods which help us produce both for the country itself and also for exports. So, and also, we still have to export.
Now, in order to facilitate passengers, the Indian Railways has modified certain terms and conditions in the 15 pairs of special trains that was running from the 12th of May. The advance reservation period of these trains will be increased from 7 days to 30 days. There shall be no Tatkal booking in these trains. RSC and waiting list tickets will be issued in these trains according to extant instructions applicable. However, waitlisted passengers will not be allowed to board these trains. The first chart shall be prepared at least 4 hours before scheduled departure, and the second chart shall be prepared at least 2 hours prior to departure. Current booking shall be permitted in between first and second chart. Booking of tickets shall be permissible through computerized PRS counters, including post offices, Yatri Ticket Suvidha Kendras, licensees, etc., as well as through online booking, including authorized agents of Indian Railways Catering and Tourism Corporation, that's the IRCTC, and Commerce Service Centres. The changes will be implemented for trains from booking date of the 24th of May onwards and for trains from the 31st of May onwards. Also, the Indian Railways has taken more than 31 lakh passengers back home by over 2,500 Shramik trains. The Railways decided to run few of the Shramik trains on diverted routes as well. It also informed that some trains are diverted for Bihar via Rourkela on Friday to clear congestion. In Nagaland's Dimapur, around 1,325 stranded citizens returned through a special Shramik train from Chennai on Friday evening. The train was scheduled to arrive during noon. However, it was delayed by 5 hours due to Cyclone Amphan. After completion of formalities, the returnees were ferried to the quarantine centres in different districts of the state by Nagaland State Transport buses. Passengers were also screened at the station. And more than 1,000 stranded Indians will return from Gulf countries through 7 special aircraft today under the second phase of Vande Bharat mission. 4 out of 7 Vande Bharat flights will be from the UAE and 3 flights from Oman. 1 flight is scheduled from Abu Dhabi to Kannur. Dubai has 3 flights scheduled, 1 each to Kozhikode, Bengaluru and Thiruvananthapuram. The Muscat-Bodh Gaya flight will be the first flight from the Gulf to Bihar. It's expected to bring back around 150 stranded passengers. Priority on all these flights is being given to distressed blue-collared workers, medical emergency cases, pregnant women, stranded tourists and elderly people. Only asymptomatic passengers are being allowed to board the flights. Yesterday, nearly 1,200 people from Gulf countries were repatriated to India under the Vande Bharat mission. Let's get you an update on what's the situation like as far as the outbreak is concerned in the country. Well, India has a total of 1,25,101 cases, including the total number of active cases, which stands at 69,597, and 51,783 cases have recovered and have been discharged, while the country has reached over 3,720 casualties or fatalities. Maharashtra, Tamil Nadu, Gujarat and Delhi have contributed for more than 50% of the total cases in the country. Meanwhile, the centre has informed on Friday that the country's recovery rate has improved to 40.98%, with 3,234 patients being cured in the last 24 hours. Hunar Haat, where an opportunity is being given to artisans or craftsmen from across the country to showcase and market their handmade and indigenous products, will reopen with a theme of Local for Global from the 25th of September. Local to Global, the theme of this Hunar Haat, will support Prime Minister Narendra Modi's vision of self-reliant India. Minority Affairs Minister Mukhtar Abbas Naqvi has said Hunar Haat has provided employment and employment opportunities to more than 5 lakh Indian artisans, craftsmen, culinary experts and other people associated with them in the last 5 years. He added that it also provides market and opportunity to master artisans and craftsmen from remote areas of the country and has become a credible brand of rare, exquisite indigenous handmade products. In February this year, Prime Minister Modi had visited Hunar Haat, which was organized at the India Gate. Social distancing, hygiene, sanitization and use of masks will be ensured at Hunar Haat. There will be a special Jaan Bhi Jahan Bhi pavilion to create health awareness among people with the theme of Say No to Panic, Yes to Precautions. This time, Hunar Haat will also use the digital medium to sell products online. Now, to cheer up children of lakhs of migrant workers boarding trains every day, railway officials in Bengaluru have turned to the famous Channapatna toys. The Bengaluru division of the South Western Railways has gifted more than 700 wooden bright toys to children boarding Shramik trains that leave Bengaluru city. The SWR DRM Ashok Kumar Verma has hit upon the idea to start the campaign, put the smile back of their face and started distribution of brightly colored wooden toys to the children. Channapatna toys are world famous and have a GI tag. Following this step, other volunteers too have joined the campaign and gifted diapers and footwear to children on these trains.
Unique initiative by South Western Railways in Bangalore, wherein the DRM gives away toys to the children who are travelling in the Shramik trains, and all the children are given the colourful Channapatna wooden toys. This is an initiative by the DRM in Bangalore to put back the smile on the faces of the children of these migrants who are going home in these special Shramik trains. Now, the Channapatna toys have a geographical indication and they are very popular because these Channapatna toys are wooden toys, safe, and also they are brightly colored with vegetable dyes. And these are the speciality of a small town in Karnataka near Ramnagaram in Channapatna. So these toys are bringing back smile on the faces of the kids of these migrant workers who are taking them home. And the DRM is making all efforts to put smile back on their faces. And like you see, thousands of these Shramik, the migrants, are leaving Bangalore with dignity. This is a very interesting aspect of the migrants leaving Bangalore, wherein with full they are made to board the train, and also their smile is back when they travel to their home. Aisha Khanum, TV India, Bangalore.
Now, as the centre and state governments battle the COVID-19 pandemic, civil society has also pitched in with its own voluntary efforts to tackle the virus. We bring you the story of a retired teacher in Chennai who's contributed to the cause by raising money for PM CARES Fund using the skills acquired over a decade-long career.
85-year-old Saroja Sundararajan, a maths teacher who once bagged the Best Teacher Award at the national level, isn't resting on her laurels, even though she has long retired from school life. At a time when thousands of people in the country have been impacted by the COVID-19 pandemic, she says she wanted to contribute in some way to society while being confined to her house during the lockdown. She decided to help raise money for the PM CARES Fund by selling her maths activity worksheets that she prepared for her students through a specially created website.
Because I was sitting at home and doing nothing, I thought, why not I make some very creative worksheets following CBSE's mandate that art should be integrated with maths. And then a friend of mine, she suggested, why don't you create a website and put it on the website? So then I thought, all right, let us put a price for it and then sell it as worksheets for children, and they can sit and work also during the lockdown period. And then at the same time, money would accrue and it can go to the PM CARES Fund.
Within a span of 2 weeks, she prepared 100 worksheets for children studying in classes 6 to 8 and put them up for sale on a website specially built for her by a teenage student in Delhi. She says children aged between 11 and 13 are impressionable, and so when art is integrated with mathematics and taught through activity-oriented sessions, children fall in love with the subject.
Many people, when they ask me, what is your subject? And they say maths. That's what is in maths. People think maths is like a booth. But, I want to really dispel that fear in people, in children, even in adults, because adults are the ones who are projecting their fear into the minds of the children.
After an extensive teaching career, she now serves as a consultant on the subject and also volunteers to help poor students. Her initiative received official recognition when the government's policy think tank, Niti Aayog, put out a tweet appreciating her effort. Philip Matthews, Doordarshan News, Chennai.
Now, the Jammu and Kashmir government will notify over 10,000 posts for accelerated recruitment for domiciles. The notification is for accelerated recruitment for domiciles at all levels, including doctors, vets, panchayat accounts assistants and class 4 vacancies. Lieutenant Governor G.C. Murmu had yesterday reviewed progress on accelerated recruitment and called for transparency and simplification of recruitment process. Important feature of the recruitment would be fair representation to widows, destitutes, divorced women, single mothers and those with no family member in government job in class 4 vacancies. Daily wages or contractual etc. will be given weightage subject to length of service. Domicile certificate would be required only after candidate gets selected to a particular post. Self-attested affidavit has to be submitted at the time of application, which will be verified by respective SDMs upon selection and before joining. Let's now talk about what's happening around the world. Well, the U.S. has announced its intention to withdraw from the 35-nation Open Skies Treaty, allowing unarmed surveillance flights over member countries. U.S. accused Russia of repeatedly violating the pact's terms, while NATO allies and other countries such as Ukraine have pressed Washington to remain in the treaty. NATO Secretary General Jens Stoltenberg said that for many years Russia had imposed flight restrictions inconsistent with the treaty. Meanwhile, Russia's foreign ministry insisted that it had not violated the treaty and that the US's withdrawal would be very regrettable. The Open Skies Treaty was proposed by the US and its President Dwight Eisenhower in 1955 and come into force in 2002 and is designed to boost confidence and assure against attacks. Now, COVID-19 is disrupting life-saving immunization services around the world, putting millions of children in rich and poor countries alike at risk of diseases like diphtheria, measles and polio. The stark warning comes from the World Health Organization, UNICEF and Gavi, the Vaccine Alliance. routine immunization services are substantially hindered in at least 68 countries and is likely to affect approximately 80 million children under the age of 1 living in these countries. In March 2020, WHO recommended temporary suspension of preventive campaigns while assessing risk and effective measures for reducing COVID-19 transmission. The WHO has now issued guidance to help countries determine how and when to resume mass campaigns. The new guidance recommends countries make specific risk assessments based on local dynamics of COVID-19 transmission, health system capacities, public health benefit of conducting preventive and outbreak response vaccination campaigns. WHO and other groups have called for a joint effort to safely deliver routine immunization and proceed with vaccination campaigns against deadly vaccine-preventable diseases. And WHO Director General Tedros Adhanom Ghebreyesus has said that immunization is one of the most powerful and fundamental disease prevention tools in the history of public health. He's also urged donors to fully fund the Global Vaccine Summit on the 4th of June to sustain and accelerate this life-saving work in some of the most vulnerable countries. Now, Aadhaar-enabled payment system transactions have crossed 85 lakh and more than 1,500 crore rupees disbursed so far. This has been said by Secretary India Post Pradeep Kumar Bisway in a signature show, DD Dialogue. He also spoke about how India Post has ensured last-mile delivery amidst COVID crisis to ensure no breakage in supply chain and has enabled banking revolution of sorts. You can catch this entire conversation tonight on DD Dialogues containing COVID crisis, India Post ensuring last-mile delivery at 8 p.m. on DD India.
From life-saving medicines to testing kits to food, and now talking about the most critical area, the doorstep cash delivery.
We also do banking on behalf of the Ministry of Finance. 2 years back, in fact, we started a India Post Payment Bank in addition to the banking facilities which we are providing in our post offices. So for getting any banking facility, normally people will have to come to the post office, but because of this India Post Payment Bank and because of the Aadhaar-enabled payment service which the government has started actually, we could deliver the money belonging to any bank. So even if the money is belonging to any bank, we can deliver it at the doorstep of any customer actually.
So India Post is not under lockdown at all?
Not at all. In fact, from the beginning
it's more work.
Yeah, in fact, from the beginning itself, our people are working. Sometimes we see that even at the midnight itself, early morning itself, our people are going and delivering these medicines, our people are going and delivering this cash to the customers actually. So it is happening almost 24 hours now. Which was
India Post is aiding in financial inclusion of the poor as well.
Exactly. Very good. So, and just to add that we are also having about almost 999 ATMs. In fact, the last ATM we inaugurated only during this lockdown itself in Port Blair, which was the most difficult for us. Of course, it is now through VSAT, so we have started that. We have the ATMs in Leh. We have in almost all state capitals. Every 999, almost in most of the inaccessible areas.
Department who have been working relentlessly, silently, and speedily, not only to aid the banking revolution at the village level, but also the delivery from life-saving kits to food to mail to cash.
I am really proud of all our more than 4 lakh employees, both our officials, officers, our government actors, who have during this time itself, this lockdown time itself, have worked much beyond our expectations. In fact, it is almost 24 hours. As I told you, our people have delivered medicines at the dead of the night. Sometimes they have done transactions like financial transactions, delivery of money at almost midnight, sometimes early morning. Whenever anybody wanted, actually, we have been really gone out of the way to help the people actually, both for the weather, as I told you, for the delivery of medicines, etc., and also the delivery of financial benefits actually.
And that's all we have for the moment in this edition of the news on DD India. Up next is Dr. Speak, our daily show where you can raise all your medical queries related to the COVID-19 pandemic or even the lockdown. So stay tuned.